Full transparency, I went into this ready to hate watch. Sean Strickland, for the longest, he's been saying, "Oh, we're gonna go to war. We're gonna go to war. I'm gonna mess his face up. I'm gonna do X, Y, Z." And I always thought to myself, "Bro, you just jab and teep." You know, he's someone that's like he's like a WWE fighter, man. He goes out there, doesn't do much. He talks more than he performs. I was completely wrong, man. Especially specifically about this fight. I mean, I really thought Sean would go out there, jab and teep like usual. Fluffy would shoot some takedowns. He would get him down, show dominant wrestling, and then pop and then get the win. I thought Hernandez would pull this off. Sean, I'm I'm completely cool with being wrong, man. This was an amazing fight. Sean proved us wrong. I mean, he was aggressive. He had Hernandez on that back foot. He was hurting him pretty badly. He was slipping himself, but because he was putting pressure on Hernandez, it forced the fight to become a bit sloppier. It was like a Johnny Walker DDP type fight where it was like very unorthodox, bro. A lot of slipping, a lot of I don't know, bro, just like wild punches. But I had a lot of fun watching this fight. It was great. I really thought it would just be like a usual Sean Strickland jab, teep, point decision win, or Hernandez would smudge him with the wrestling, get a win. But completely wrong, man. Sean, well deserved win. This was great to watch. And on top of that, man, they even concluded it pretty well when Sean gave his post-fight speech. He praised Hernandez as a fighter. He said he was tough as hell. Said that he's a real man. He's got a wife, kids, all that. Everything that a man should be. Absolute class act. I mean, I like this new Sean Strickland, bro. Goes out there, actually went to war, got it done, got on the mic, talked his shit a little bit, but still kept it respectful. Gave props to his opponent, and I would not be upset if he got a title shot, man. I know that he would be surpassing Imavov. However, he's got a lot of hype behind his name, and I can understand why the UFC might give him a title shot against whoever it is, man. Maybe it's against Imavov for a vacant middleweight belt. Maybe against Chimaev for an undisputed belt. There's a lot of things going on in the UFC that are rumored and unannounced right now. With the White House card unannounced, I mean, there's some vacuums. I assume they're waiting to see who actually signs on for the White House before they announce some of the cards leading up to it. With that being said, I would not mind seeing Sean Strickland fight for a belt because he seems like he's hit a second stride in the UFC. Um, Not his usual performance. I will say though, the jab and teep boring decision win over Costa was not his fault at UFC 302. I remember I watched that one live, and Sean had Costa on the back foot the whole time. Costa barely did anything, so I don't hold that one against him. However, the memes exist for a reason. That's something that he was doing forever. Glad that this wasn't the case. This was an exciting fight, man. Um, Defended well against Hernandez's wrestling. Hernandez got underhooks a few times against the cage. Sean did not let him take him down. This was something that he said in the pre-fight, like the previews, that he wanted to show the world that his grappling was decent as well. They showed him some clips of him training, and he stood true, or yeah, he stood true to that, defending against the single takedown that Hernandez had, as well as the stand up wrestling against the cage. Hernandez, good showing. I mean, a little bit sloppy at times, but obviously, he's a professional fighter. I'm not. With that being said, there were some times where Sean hurt him, and it looked like he was throwing like wild haymakers. And Sean even said that after the fight. He said, "Hey man, there were times you were getting sloppy, but despite that, great fight. I definitely want to rewatch this one in the morning, man." I'm excited to see who these guys fight next. I don't know if Sean will fight for the belt. Maybe he'll have to fight the winner of Baraldo versus RDR. Maybe Hamzat is not moving up. Maybe he fights Imavov. Hernandez, not sure if he would fight the loser of RDR versus Baraldo. Maybe Whitaker, not sure. Maybe DDP, Brendan Allen, who knows, man. Plenty of exciting matchups to make, but I don't know, man. The UFC has been kind of dropping the ball recently, so we'll see what's going on.